financial outlay. And that was setting up a fund for ensuring a better credit flow to students who wanted to take money. No outlay. Credit guarantee fund for skill development. Again, 2012-13 budget, no monetary allocation. National mission on food processing, no financial outlay, even in that 2012-13 budget. Irrigation and water resource finance company का घोषणा हो रही है, मगर उसका भी allocation कुछ भी नहीं बोला गया. ये सब ठीक है, मगर हमारे यहाँ जहाँ 20 schemes का allocation के साथ घोषणा होती है, एक कार्ड में जानबूझ करके allocation नहीं है, मैं कारण बताऊंगी, मगर वो गलत है. ये कैसे criticism हो सकता है सर? One more, similarly UPA budget 2011-12 national manufacturing policy announce किए हैं. मालूम है कि policy है वो, फिर भी 2014 तक, क्योंकि ये 11-12 के बजट है, 14 तक उसमें कोई कुछ allocation नहीं है, कोई कुछ ground level में काम दिखे नहीं, मगर हो गया announcement without any allocation. वो ठीक है. So क्रिटिसिज्म करने से पहले थोड़े सोचना चाहिए कि ये क्रिटिसिज्म जैसे बोलते हैं, you point one finger, that side 3 points at you. ये तो कम से कम समझ में लेना चाहिए, आना चाहिए. सर, क्यों हम, उनके सरकार हो, हमारे सरकार हो, क्यों बजट में अनाउंसमेंट करते हैं बिना अलोकेशन? इसका भी हम महत्व समझना चाहिए. In the interest of the House and the other larger citizens who watch, I would like to state why union budget is more than just an accounting statement or allocation exercise. Very often, budget speeches set the policy roadmap for the government. Often, the government wants also to signal a shift in strategic priorities. So announcing the scheme in the budget speech establishes that executive intent. सरकार की intent establish हो जाता है. फिर at an appropriate time, after proper vetting and clearing of by the competent authorities, the allocation will come through. In many cases, sir, the schemes get announced with some token allocation, 1 crore, 10 crore, 100 crore, depending on the scheme. Then a head of account is created in the ledger. उसके बाद ही उसका major allocation का announcement होता है. It can happen during supplementary demand for grants later in that year. Sometimes a scheme is announced, but it requires an enabling legislation. So legislation पारित होने तक हम इंतजार करते हैं, इसमें allocation नहीं देते. So I'm sorry, many of the वरिष्ठ members know all this. फिर भी क्योंकि opposition में बैठे हैं और criticism तो सरकार के खिलाफ करना है, so हम करेंगे. Every person, even remotely associated with the finance ministry, understands all this. But I was surprised to hear it. Sir, also, there was this a bit patronizing comment, if I may be allowed to say it. The budget is forgetful of the past. Budget is never forgetful of the past, at least because those which we don't need to copy, I will never be forgetful of the past. Sir, glorious past hai to cherish it forever. Remember it every time. Every time you make a budget, remember it. But if it is a tarnished past, मैं तो संभाल कर रहना चाहती हूँ, उस पास्ट से सीखना चाहती हूँ, गलती ना करें. So we don't forget. This budget is not forgetful of past. It remembers the fragile 5 days. It remembers the double-digit inflation days. It remembers the policy paralysis and also the scam-filled days. It remembers banks were forced to lend just with a phone call without doing any KYC or anything of that kind. Deficits were kept high and spending on capex was reduced. So, shrinking opportunities and उस समय का नारा ये था jobless growth. मैं जरूर ये सबको ध्यान में रखूंगी, forget नहीं करती हूँ past को, मगर उसे सीखने लायक विषय ही सीखती हूँ. Of course, I don't need to elaborate about the even earlier license quota Raj, how that economy had to be changed and so on. इसीलिए 2014 में ना करते हुए 10 साल के बाद हमारी सरकार white paper ले आए on the Indian economy, and it was laid in this house in February 2024. So past को forget करना impossible है. So now I want to just say, I'm not sure how to take this. Former FM P. Chidambaram ji, in 2023, addressing the audience in a media conclave, had said that he credited the BJP-led NDA government for its single-minded focus on containing the deficit and on debt management. He said it in 2023. And today, in 2026, that circumstance which he took into consideration and gave this comment has actually only improved. It is actually only improved. So there's no way that comment which was given in 2023 can be changed. If anything, appreciation will have to be more. But today, we find that you're finding fault with our debt management. It doesn't add up. So then, I move on to talking about, again, debt to GDP, which was raised by, I can't see the honorable member, Raghav Chadda. So, this is not a new change, sir. When we are focusing on debt to GDP, it's not a new target. There was an amendment done in 2018 to the FRBM Act. In that itself, that change was brought in. So I just want to inform the member that if he had not noticed it then, it's worth noticing that it is not new. Also, sir, the point that the middle class is being sandwiched was raised. I'm sure many honorable members thought they had some common cause with that allegation which was being made. I want to very clearly bring the data out to say the conclusion that the middle class was being sandwiched was being made because personal income tax collections exceeded the corporate tax. That is fundamentally misdiagnosing the situation. There's no evidence of middle class suppression. Actually, there is enough and more evidence of historic middle class expansion and formalization driven by the economic reforms that have been undertaken in the last 10 years. High personal income tax collection is not necessarily middle class being crushed. I'll give you the reasons why. There are more people today with income that is taxable. More income is visible and in the formal sector, and it is being reported. So the economy is no longer narrow, and it's not just confined to the elite. Middle class basket is widening. Between 2013-14 and 24-25, the number of taxpayers, that is, people filing returns or with TDS deducted, rose from 5.26 crore to 12.13 crores. So within the last 11 years, more than doubling has happened in the income taxpayers' numbers. So obviously you learn more from it. And what is the growth therefore, sir? CAGR of 7.9%. So that is the largest structural expansion of the middle class in this country. So suppression cannot happen if the tax net is widening, and if the net itself is widening, it's not because of suppression. People are coming on board to pay. And coming on board to pay, not because we are bringing more rates. On the contrary, even as this expansion is happening, income tax limit has increased to 12 lakhs for everybody, and for those in salaried class, 12.75 lakhs तक आपको टैक्स पे करना ही नहीं है. So suppression का बात कहाँ आती है सर? अगर 12.76 लाख तक salaried class को टैक्स ही पे करना नहीं है, कहाँ है suppression? Second, standard deduction has also been enhanced. New tax regime has simplified filing and due diligence करने वाले काम को भी simplify कर दिया. Next generation GST rationalization has also lowered household costs. उनके monthly खर्च कम हो रही है क्योंकि GST में हर item का rate कम हो गया है. Inflation also is at a historical low. So somewhere middle class के ऊपर ये शब्द suppressed cannot coexist with real incomes rising and with record low inflation. And there is an upward mobility of workforce as well. So ये थोड़ा मुझे समझने के लिए fact रख रही हूँ सर. So I move to Honorable Member Wilson. He said rising debt again. Itna debt, it's not good. So I just want to highlight the fact, sir. The principle is one, we have to take care of reducing debt, whichever be, center or state or everybody. And in this, not a member of this house, but with your indulgence, I'd like to quote the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Edappadi Palaniswamy Avargal. He said, and I quote, "For 73 years, successive governments in Tamil Nadu accumulated roughly 5 lakh crores in total debt." 73 years it took 5 lakh crores to be accumulated. But in just 4 years under the DMK government, since 2021, 4.56 lakh crores have been added to this pile. 73 வருஷத்துல பண்ண அந்த அமௌண்ட் 4 வருஷத்துல பண்ண கணத்தை இவங்களுக்கு போகணும். சோ அது தமிழ்நாடு ஸ்டேட் கவர்மெண்டோட borrowing ஜாஸ்தி ஆயிட்டே போனா ஆனா சென்ட்ரல் கவர்மெண்ட் மட்டும் just giving a reply to you. You made it. Let lobby our
Sir, we are listening to her very quietly. She is also talking whatever she wants to tell us. She is giving advice. We'll take her. But the Tamil Nadu government has committed nearly 4 lakhs crore debt. Earlier it was like that. Are you speaking on Tamil Nadu budget or Indian government budget? This is not fair because election is there. Election is there and AIDDMK
only 1 minute.
Leaders quote she is doing it. Outside speech, who is nothing to do with this house. This is unfair, and I condemn such.
She is giving an answer to a question raised by a member of this house. Please. Tamidaraji, please take your seat. Tamidaraji, please take your seat. Tamidaraji, please take your seat. Please take your seat, all members. Please.
Sir, thank you very much, sir. Sir, when you stand up to answer criticisms, you will bring in facts. Sometimes facts can be very difficult to digest, but I will state it because they are facts. Okay, sir?
No. Why you are having word? She is quoting on quotation only. Please, Tamidaraji.
Sir.
Nothing will go on record. Please, Tamidaraji, please, my dear. Except finance minister's reply, nothing will go on record.
Please sit down.
Please, all of you, please take your seat.
Sir, with your permission. Yes. Since John Brittaji is saying something, on that specific point, I want to answer him, sir. Honorable member Tambidurai, senior member, who's been, deputy speaker in Loksabha, has said something, I value it. But you think it's because we are in alliance. What is Dr. Shri Mallikarjun ji Kharge standing up for DMK then? Is it not also alliance? Yes. So that's okay. This is not. What is that? John Brittas, keep off.
So for all of you,
Don't you say that here. Don't you say that here.
Bitaji, for all of you, our opposition leader has given the answer. Please,
Yes,
my dear.
that's all right.
Please,
I take it. The moment
Minister, please address to me. Please.
Sir, Chairman, sir,
Nothing will go on record except
Sir,
the
sir.
finance minister's reply. Please,
due
my dear,
respect
please,
to the LOP, the moment he stood up, I sat down to hear his view. So I respect it. But if there are insinuations that because they are in coalition, we are speaking, that is also coalition, sir. Sir? Oh yeah, that's also in doubt now. Oh, that's also in doubt now. Oh, John Vitas, that is in doubt. I correct my statement because Congress is not sure whether they want to be with DMK or not.
Finance minister.
Okay, and in Kerala too, you.
Finance minister, please address to me, please.
Sorry.
Tamiduriji, you please take your seat. All of you, please take your seat. Please.
Sir, now I'll specifically answer. Kanimori NBN Somu, who's an honorable lady member of the House, she said,
No.
Sir.
Sivarajinji, you please take your seat. She is replying to another member's speech. Let her reply.
Honorable member Kanimori had raised, Tamil Nadu there's nothing for Tamil Nadu in this budget. Sir, I just want to mention what is in this budget and maybe answer her question. So, what did Tamil Nadu get? High-speed rail. Chennai is a major node with 2 high-speed corridors. Hyderabad to Chennai, Chennai to Bengaluru. Second, sir, rare earth corridor. Tamil Nadu is explicitly named for a dedicated rare earth corridor. And if I may add, the only state to have 2 corridors, defense corridor, rare earth corridor as well. Third, Adichanallur Heritage Development is selected among 15 sites for experiential heritage development with conservation labs and curated public access. Fourth, ecotourism trails. Budget has announced bird watching trail in Pulikat Lake and mountain trails in Podigai Malai, both of which in Tamil Nadu. 5, coconut promotion scheme which will replace old and non-productive trees with high-yielding saplings in major growing states, inclusive of Tamil Nadu. 6, of course, Kerala.
Tamil Nadu is being...
Sir.
No, I want to ask you one thing. You don't want the coconut grower to get benefited. You tell me that. No, please take your seat. Why you are interfering? Let every coconut farmer get the benefit of it, please.
First listen to Tamil Nadu.
Finance minister, please. Finance minister, please address to me.
Sir.
Please address to me.
Fisheries, duty-free high seas fishing and tripled duty-free input limits, 1% to 3% for seafood processing, boosting coastal Tamil Nadu incomes and exports. Other than that, sir, this is the 6th item. 7th, textiles, modernization and employment program under Samarth Plus, Samarth 2.0, skilling for Tirupur, Coimbatore garment clusters is not for Tamil Nadu. 8th, leather and footwear, duty-free inputs extended to shoe uppers and export window extended from 6 months to 1 year. Import something duty-free, do your work, export it not within 6 months, export it even after 6 months till 1 whole year. That will give comfort to small manufacturers. So leather, and that will directly cut costs for units, small units, which are in Ambur, Vaniambadi and Chennai. That's not Tamil Nadu, sir. Then, automobile and electrical vehicles, customs exemption on capital goods for lithium-ion cells, critical mineral processing, strengthening Chennai-Hosur EV ecosystem. And the 10th, sir, girls' hostel. 1 hostel per district. 38 hostels can be built in Tamil Nadu. That's not for Tamil Nadu, sir. And even better. And even more. And even more. Sir, when we said city economic regions, where we are giving from Government of India 5,000 crore per city economic region for 5 years, 1,000 crore per year. Tamil Nadu's urban agglomerations like Chennai, Coimbatore, Madurai can all be contenders for it. They can get it for themselves if only they come and bid for it at the earliest. Similarly, sir, B, you asked for it.
No. But Minister, please understand me.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Regional medical hubs. India's healthcare capital, everybody claims, I also accept it. Chennai is well placed to secure one of the 5 medical hubs that we want to establish for care, education, research, and for Ayush. They can have a medical hub. Similarly, university townships, sir, Tamil Nadu can bid along CBIC, that is a Chennai-Bangalore corridor, or the East Coast corridor, which goes Chennai to Kanyakumari. Have a university township or a chemical park. 3 plug-and-play parks can be aspired for. Manali, Kadalur are all places where chemical industries are located. So are these not for Tamil Nadu, sir? Sir.
Tamil Nadu MP should thank Finance Minister now.
Sir, health. There are several members. I'll name some of them. Randeep Surjewala ji, Ashok Mittal ji, Rajiv Shukla ji, a lot of them mentioned. Heal in India is something which we announced several budgets ago, and we continue to build on that. Now 26-27 budget strengthens the entire health value chain. Healthcare infrastructure is being improved. NIMHANS is a very reputed institution in Bengaluru. We want to build one such an institution somewhere in the north. And whichever state wants to bid again can aspire to have it. Other than that, the institution which exists in Ranchi will be upgraded. Other than that, the institution which exists in Tezpur, both of them will be made regional apex centers. So we're improving on the infrastructure. Also, we are expanding by 50% the emergency and trauma care capacity in the district hospital level all over India. For the district hospital, emergency and trauma care is being improved by 50%. Also, sir, the workforce pipeline will be expanded decisively because 1 lakh additional allied health professionals for the next 5 years will be created, and they will be serving within India or find jobs anywhere else as well, but they will be qualified. 4, a care system, a care ecosystem is also being carefully nurtured. 1.5 lakh caregivers for elderly, for wellness, and for medical device operations are being readied. This year itself, they will be available as skilled caregivers. So other than this, 1,000 crore for allied health professionals is also being allocated in this budget. More than that, the medical value tourism, 5 regional medical and integrated hub is being planned. It will combine hospitals, education, research, diagnostics, and Ayush facilities. All of them will be available in that large hub. So, India wants to position itself as a healthcare destination. Other than this, the seventh point on healthcare, on health sector, Biopharma Shakti, 10,000 crore mission is being created with 10,000 crores being provided. And that will take care of getting biologics and biosimilars, particularly for diseases like cancer, diabetes, chronic diseases, life-threatening diseases, and so on. This will be supported by 3 new and upgraded NIPERs, which is the National Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research. Already there are 7 NIPERs in this country. We will be adding 3 more to them. A national network of 1,000 accredited clinical trial sites will also be established so that science-based approvals can be given for tests that they do. So that is also for health, sir. And the 10th point that I want to say is full customs duty exemption for 17 cancer drugs have been given. Inclusion of 7 additional rare diseases have also been made so that duty-free medicines can be brought for them. Reduction of TCS on medical treatments, treatment remittances which go out of this country through the LRS. People send money because they have to go get treatment. For that also the TCS has been brought down from 5% to 2%. Then 11th point for healthcare. 3 new All India Institutes of Ayurveda will be set up in this country. Upgraded drug testing labs, expanded evidence-based research will all happen. The WHO recognized traditional medicine center which is also going to be expanded. Other than that, sir, for Divyangjan, for assistive healthcare, we have made assistive technology marts from where they can easily take equipments which they need for ease of living, and we have enhanced the capacity of Alimco, which produces such assistive devices for Divyangjan and for senior citizens. So finally, allocations, sir. Department of Health Research sees a significant jump, 4,821 crore, which is a 23% increase is being allocated. 4,200 crores is being given for PM Abhim, which actually is for improving health infrastructure in the states. So that also goes towards state. It is not being kept here. We recognize that health is a state subject, but despite that, we will enable them to improve on the health infrastructure. Sir, the next one, sir. The poor, there is
please,
high
inflation. Please,
there's this.
Please,
There is this claim, oh, there is high inflation and therefore common citizens are suffering. I want to highlight the facts, sir, basic facts. Inflation is at a historic low, even though growth is at a high. There is no inflation crisis in India today. Inflation has been tamed, anchored due to stability and the steps taken by the government. Retail inflation has actually been on a downward trajectory from 6.7% in FY23. It has come to 1.7 in FY26. I want to highlight the fact that there will be a new CPI basket and announcement being made by the MOSPI soon. That will be updated. Consumer price index will be determined on that based on a new base year. But in the current series, based on that 2012 base year, sir, which on the basis of which data has been released from January 2015, clear 10 years. In this data cycle of the CPI, the inflation has never been lower than this. 2011-12 base year, उसमें 2012 का नंबर को 100 मानते हुए if you go on calculating after that 2015 से वो डेटा भी बाहर आ रही है 2015 से लेकर 25 तक इससे कम कभी इन्फ्लेशन नहीं हुआ करता था. It was never low as much as it is today. So people who are saying high inflation, it's hurting people, kindly look at the data. And just want to compare it with advanced economies, sir. UK is at 3.4%. US is about 2.7%. Many emerging markets have not seen this kind of a number. So India is actually maintaining its inflation low, not by chance. It is actually a strategy. I want to clearly tell that we have made sure not just blunt monetary tools, but we have a calibrated mix of fiscal policy, trade policy, and also supply side interventions that we've made over and over again, as a result of which today inflation is where it is. Just for example to say that there are conscious efforts taken by the government which is resulting in inflation being low. Dynamic duty management. When edible prices go up, we make sure that the basic customs duty is brought down proactively so that, take the example of June 2025, sir, it was reduced to 10%, as a result of which immediately we could get some edible oil and make sure the market didn't suffer for want of edible oil. So when at the same time, in case the price comes down too much, that our farmers might get affected, we quickly go in and raise it so that farmers don't get affected. So dynamically managing duty on commodities which can come into the country. Second, actively maintaining a buffer stock so that as and when the prices are likely to go up, we release the stock and calm the prices down. This is actually validated by data in the last 4 or 5 years. We also have made sure that railways will make sure logistics is provided for edible items which have to move to different parts of the country at a lower price. Every commodity going on the road with diesel costs and truck and logistics delay might increase the price, so we have ensured that railways will be the route through which many of these goods will move to different parts of the country. So that's also part of the dynamic management. Third, sir, GST rate rationalization, all of us have spoken about it. We kept doing it in piecemeal. At one go in September 2025, I will thank the GST Council. Unanimously, the rates were brought down for across the board to all common man items. And the fourth, sir, we gave support to agriculture. India recorded a historic cereal production of 3,320 lakh tons in 24-25. So when our annadata are producing and giving, we are able to also make sure that the prices come down.
No, announcement come morning. No.
Sir, inflation control thereby, inflation control has been completely, because of the dynamic system with which we are working in tandem with the RBI, it has been kept below the tolerance band. Sir, employment and unemployment has also been discussed. I would like to place the facts, sir. Indian labor market is undergoing a structural transformation with record low unemployment. India's unemployment rate has actually fallen structurally, you can see it, from 5.6% in 2017-18 to 3.2% in 23-24. It's actually unemployment has come down. The economy is actively absorbing labor. In Q2 of financial year 26, which is the current year, sir, 56.2 crore people were employed. Just in this one quarter, 56.2 crore people have been employed. 8.7 lakh net new jobs have been created in just 3 months. So, the annual survey of industries
come on, every point,
Annual survey.
please take your seat. Please, let her take your water, please you take your seat.
Sir,
Please, address to the chair.
Sir,
Please,
annual survey of industries records a 6% year-on-year increase in manufacturing sector employment, adding over 10 lakh organized sector jobs in a single year. Importantly, the job quality is also improving. Large factories, which is 100 plus workers जिसमें है, large factories nearly doubled in the last decade, and their growth is 6% CAGR. So it clearly shows that there is more stable and higher productivity with better paid jobs. Sir, also, the total estimated employment in the formal manufacturing sector showed a robust growth, 5.92% in 23-24 over the previous year, 22-23. More importantly, sir, I'm sure members will be happy, the female workforce participation has also nearly doubled from 23.3% in 2017-18 to 41.7% in 23-24. 26.2% of proprietary establishments are now female-headed, with manufacturing leading this shift. So, economy where women are entering workforce and entrepreneurship at this scale, sir, cannot be an economy without jobs. Growth without jobs was the UPA era story, not now. Sir, gig economy is also expanding. I don't need to highlight that. I'm sure all the members are conscious. The gig economy expanded by 55% from 77 lakh workers in 21, the financial year 21, 120 lakh in FY25. So, E-Shram portal, over 31 crore unorganized workers have been registered January 2026. So all of them are also getting covered under Social Security. 54% of these registrants are women. So I have more to say on skilling, labor codes and they think I will hold on there, sir, because there are few more particular questions. Entertainment industry. Honorable Member Jaya Bachchanji had asked this question. I want to say there is nothing in this budget for the entertainment industry. I'm very sorry to say, sir, she's a senior member. That's not right. This budget actually has entertainment. Actually, one of the earlier announcement also that sustained work attention has been given. We treat the industry, we treat that sector as an industry, and the budget recognizes AVCGC, animation, visual effects, gaming and comics, and the content creation economy as a growth engine. And as a result, support has been announced. Indian Institute of Creative Technologies, which is in Mumbai, will now help in skilling and creating content creator labs in 15,000 schools across the country. 500 colleges will also have it. 2 million professionals will be created by the year 2030 because that will be the requirement of that sector also. Now, content creating is not what we commonly hear, oh, he's a content creator for social media. No, it is a highly skilled effort where art, drawing, and also storytelling all become part of the digital world, and they have to create it for the digital universe. So it's a highly expertise-based sector, sir. So that actually has been announced. So that will feed into VFX, gaming, OTT, animation, post-production, and design. That's the backbone of the entertainment industry. So that's what we are doing. Other than that, the budget creates new monetizable work for these creators. The National Destination Digital Knowledge Grid is also designed to document cultural and heritage sites, is explicitly generating jobs for these filmmakers, digital storytellers, editors, animators, and researchers. So we are not just doing any token gesture towards this area. It is actually being given the prominence and the resource allocation. A new National Institute of Design is also being announced. There is skill shortage in the production of design, costumes, sets, and visual aesthetics. We need people who need to be trained in these areas as well. So the biggest intervention, other than what has been announced in the budget, biggest intervention other than what is being announced in the budget is when we held Waves 2025. Waves was a global industry platform. Over 90 countries participated in it. 10,000 plus delegates were there. 1,000 creators were there. More than 300 companies were there which participated in it. And 350 plus startups and nearly 1 lakh footfall was seen in that event. So are these not efforts towards entertainment industry, sir? I want to inform you.
Please attach to the chair.
So this orange economy concept itself, which we brought in, are all aimed at the entertainment industry. So I want the honorable member to take cognizance of these announcements.
See, are you yielding for Jaya Bachchan ji?
आराम से.
Please.
सर, अगर आप जो मैंने कहा उसको अगर ठीक से पढ़ें, आपने बहुत अच्छा जवाब दिया. यू आर अ ग्रेट स्टोरी टेलर मैम. कंग्रेचुलेशंस. For us, great entertainment. But I have also talked about tickets. देखिए, मैं चुपचाप खड़ी थी. आप लोग don't do this. Sir, you get the house in order.
You please address. You please address
I
to the chair.
spoke about the entertainment tax. I spoke about tickets. What about this? I'm not talking about institutes of design. I'm talking about the industry, entertainment industry. We are some of the highest tax-paying individuals of this country.
Okay, you please take your seat.
What a...
No. Minister, we have to go for another business is waiting.
Sir, I thought I have quoted the honorable member's observation when she said, let me finish now.
You please attest to me.
Now that you asked something more, I have to...
Honorable Minister, please attest to the chair. Honorable Minister, please attest to the chair because another legislative business is there.
I understand,
Please,
sir, but I have to do justice.
You
Therefore,
please attest to the chair.
Sir, I want to highlight the fact, sir. I have not finished because there was new question asked, and I will have to answer that as well. Sorry?
You know what? समझ में नहीं आता है तो मत
Sorry?
सुनो. If you don't understand, let Finance Minister speak. Finance Minister,
Please. Nothing will go on record. Nothing cross-talking will not go on record. आप बैठिए, please, आप बैठिए. Honorable members, please बैठिए. Honorable Minister, please address to the chair. Please address to the chair.
Sir, Sir, there was an honorable member who had raised an issue and I was giving an answer. Maybe the honorable member is not satisfied and therefore she stood up and mentioned something more. And I will certainly attempt to answer that as well. But if this is objectionable and there are commentaries and finger pointing, doesn't behove well.
No. You please take your seat. You please take your seat. Nothing will go on record except finance minister's answer. No. This is not correct.
So, just to stand up and point a finger and shout somebody else down is not going to help, sir. I will wait and answer that.
No need.
I've given the data. If you don't want to listen to that, don't gesticulate.
Address to me. Address to the chair.
Don't come with a running commentary here. Vocal cords are not given only to you. Vocal cords are there with everybody.
Please address to the chair. Nothing will go on record now.
A member has asked a question.
Nothing will go on record. Please take your seat.
A member
Please
has asked a question. I yielded with your permission. I'm willing to answer further for the question that she's answered.
Please answer
Ask
to
me.
her.
Why should it irritate other members, sir? When their turn comes, they can ask your permission and ask me a question. I will answer them. And this kind of a running commentary, gesticulating from seats, I'm sorry, I'm sure you will not entertain that.
The finance minister politely yielded.
I yielded and I will answer. The honorable member, sir, I've answered. Maybe she's not satisfied, but on the specific question where she's raised, the ticket prices, entertainment industry is suffering because these prices are too much, I must humbly submit. Entertainment tax, ticketing of films are all state subjects, sir. No point in asking me. Further, sir. Sir, sufficient efforts have not been taken up for senior citizens is a point which was mentioned by one of the honorable members. I want to respectfully submit.
You had enough
Our
time
culture,
has been
sir,
given. Please wait here.
Our culture has taught us to pay utmost respect to our elders.
No. Nothing will go on record except finance minister's speech. You please take your seat. Please. Please.
Sir,
Please address to the chair.
our culture teaches us to pay respect to our elders. Union Budget 26-27 has made several announcements for senior citizens. I want to say that, sir. We have announced the building of a strong care ecosystem that specifically covers geriatric and allied care services.
Let her answer. You please take your seat. No. You please take your seat. Let her answer. Let her answer. You please take your seat. This I am not going to allow. You please take your seat.
Target.
No. Devajanji, this is too much. You please take your seat.
Sir, this includes a target to train 1.5 lakh multi-skilled caregivers, which will benefit the senior citizens. Geriatric care is what we have openly said in this budget. Also, we are ensuring professional support is available for the elderly. Also, the 1 lakh allied health professionals that we will provide for the healthcare will also be helpful for our senior citizens. Second, sir, the assistive technology marts that we are establishing, through which modern retail style centers are being provided, these technology marts will allow senior citizens and also Divyangjan to see, to try and to purchase assistive products. This is also for senior citizens, sir. Also, custom duty has been exempted for 17 cancer drugs and 7 drugs of rare diseases. Sir, particularly for senior citizens,
Nothing will go on record except finance minister's reply. Honorable Leader of the House. Honorable Leader of the House, please.
I need your protection. The Honorable Finance Minister is answering the debate, final debate, and the way the opposition members are raising the issues, I think they should restrain themselves, and we should see to it that the debate should go in a healthy manner. She's answering, Honorable Minister is answering every...
No,
please,
no,
madam,
no,
please, madam, I
crosstalk.
respect you.
You please take
Please
your
respect
seat.
my words also.
You please take your seat.
Please respect my words also. She is answering every question. And even she has yielded thrice. Sir, I think... don't...
There is no need for the...
Oh, John Bidas, बैठ जा यार.
She cannot yield to every member, please.
So, sir, I will request you that let the minister answer. And if there are any questions, she is always ready to answer. But let the debate continue, sir.
Honorable Minister, please address to the chair,
Yes,
please.
Sir, so senior citizens are being taken care of, and every budget announcement has something for them. In fact, the BJP manifesto, sir, the BJP manifesto very clearly promised to provide benefits to senior citizens at 70 years or over under the Ayushman Bharat. Irrespective of income levels, we have included all senior citizens 70 years and above into Prime Minister's Jan Arogya Yojana. So accordingly, free health cover is available, which is 5 lakh per year, is provided for all senior citizens age 70 and above, irrespective of their socio-economic status. And in this, is it just an announcement? 96.73 lakh Ayushman Vandana cards have been issued already. 33,000 hospital admissions have happened, worth 2,155 crores, which have been authorized under Ayushman Vandana Yojana. And this is exclusively for senior citizens. Sir, GST on important items have also been brought down, which will be of help for the senior citizen. 33 life-saving drugs, 0 GST. 5% GST on some medicines, which were higher earlier. GST on health insurance premiums have come down from 18 to 10%, 0%. GST corrective, the corrective spectacles, lenses, contact lenses, all of them have been reduced to 5%. So, actually, senior citizens, I have several things which I want to bring to the notice of the honorable member. Sir, farmers,
Nothing will go on record except the finance minister's answer, please.
So I want to mention this. Very actually drawing our attention.
You cannot take your seat, please. No. I have not permitted you to speak. You please take your seat, please.
Sir, farmers are... There was an observation which will be very pleasing for all of us to hear. Very attractively put, but I'll give an answer for that, sir. Farmers are happy in Texas, not in Tamil Nadu. They are happy in Kentucky, not in Karnataka. Wisconsin, and not in West Bengal. I'm sorry to say that farmers, I want to explain this, sir. He's clearly admitting by naming Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, and West Bengal and saying farmers are not happy there. The Indy Alliance ruled states, our farmers are unhappy. They have to take care of it. The member said farmers are happy in Texas, not in Tamil Nadu. Happy in Kentucky, not in Karnataka. Wisconsin, not in West Bengal. All three are ruled by India Alliance. They should talk among themselves and say, why are they unhappy? But, sir, coming to this point, agriculture is a state subject. Union government works for Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. But there are governments, like in West Bengal, which do not implement the schemes intended for welfare of the people.
Please, only 1 minute. I want to make one general observation. Under Rule 235(9), that no member shall not obstruct proceedings, hiss or interrupt and avoid making running commentaries when speeches are being made in the council. Kindly follow that rule, please.
Sir, agriculture is a state.
Please take your seat. Madam, you please take your seat. You please take your seat. Please.
So
address to the
West
chair.
Bengal does not implement the schemes intended for welfare of the people of the state just because it is financed by the center. So how can we be held responsible? I'll give you a concrete example, sir. Welfare of the tea workers. The Pradhan Mantri Shramik Protsahan Yojana. The Pradhan Mantri Shramik Protsahan Yojana was introduced in the budget of 21-22. It was for the welfare of tea workers. The scheme for the welfare of tea workers, particularly women and children, for bettering standards of education which is available for them, for bettering the health services which are reaching them, and for housing infrastructure facility, the government came up with this scheme. Assam, sir, has already implemented the scheme and utilized 293 crores. The West Bengal government has refused to implement the scheme. Now, if they are unhappy, the farmers, is it our blame? We came up with a scheme, utilize it for them. Farmers in the chai bagan are unhappy. Is it because of us, sir? So if you don't implement for a program meant for poor people, and then you say, you know, we are disadvantaged, you're not helping us. I want to say the welfare of 3.79 lakh plus tea workers, the welfare of 3.79 lakh plus tea workers, why should the scheme be stalled for 5 years? They have stalled it for 5 years. And therefore, now if farmers are unhappy in Bengal, who's got to answer them? There was a scheme brought in. Similarly, Ayushman Bharat was brought in. It would have helped even, leave alone those people who are staying in Bengal, benefiting from their own state scheme. At least when they go out to work in other states, Bengal citizens would have got the benefit of Ayushman Bharat wherever they are. No, but we don't want to. But they will come and accuse again for a wrongdoing which happened, maybe one-off case, which happened probably in Telangana or in Tamil Nadu, where they were called with names, Bengali-speaking people. That becomes a big issue. Now you don't want to benefit these migrant Bengali workers from getting the benefit of Ayushman Bharat? That's not your duty? But no, we will come here only to criticize. Sir, concluding, sir, coming to the end, sir, lot of people, lot of honorable members kept saying you are not funding schemes which were announced. Like for instance, I heard a member from Telangana saying there's no money to
Answering only to your questions, you please take your seat. Nobody is hating Bengalis, everybody is liking Bengalis, you please take your seat.
I heard a member of parliament saying that they don't get money for the turmeric board. I want to say, sir, the allocation for this is included under the spice board allocation, which has been provided an allocation of 156.89 crores in this budget. So turmeric board also gets the money. Sir, subsidy cut in food and fertilizer, petroleum and so on. Members have said that. I want to say that the total outgo on major subsidies, namely food, fertilizer and petroleum for 26-27 is 4.1 lakh crores.
By sitting you are making running commentary, that is not good, please.
In the last year. This year, it has gone up to 4.1 lakh crores.
Please don't do that. Please don't do that.
Similarly, I come to the end by quoting the expenditure on education, saying it's gone up from 41,000 crores to 93,000 crores during the between the period 2014-15 to 26-27. I've spoken elaborately on the allocations for health, defense, and also social welfare, sir. So with this, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to respond to them.
Dr. Mansukh Mandaviya to move a motion for consideration of the Industrial Relations Code Amendment Bill 2026. Please take your seat. Please take your seat. Please take your seat. We have to go on the next. Please take your seat. Mandaviya ji, please. Moved.
I move the bill.
Okay, motion moved. Honorable members, Business Advisory Committee has allotted only 30 minutes for the bill. As per the time allocation based on the numerical strength of the parties, BJP gets 10 minutes, Indian National Congress gets 3 minutes, and all other parties will get only 1 minute each. Further, the scope of the debate is very narrow. It is being an amendment bill, and speeches should be restricted to the class of the bill. I now call upon the members whose names have been received for participation in this discussion. Sriman Jairam Rameshji.
Sir, give me 3 minutes. I'll speak in 3 minutes.
Okay. Okay. Others can take your seat, please. No, please, you take your seat. Jairamji, please address.
Sir,
No, please, you take your seat. I am coming to you after.
Sir, the Industrial Relations Code 2020 was passed in the DIN on the 23rd of September 2020. We all remember what happened in the month of September 2020. By a voice vote, the 4 labor codes came into being. The Wage Code, the Industrial Relations Code, the Social Security Code, and the Occupational Health, Safety and Working Conditions Code. So today, we are amending, with retrospective effect, we are amending a law that was passed almost 6 years ago. This reflects a complete failure of the government, because this repealing should have been done when we passed the codes. We have passed the code and now we are repealing the old act. This is a bizarre proposition. I know it's because of the Supreme Court orders, but it is natural that when you pass a law, you repeal the old law. We passed a new code in 2020 by voice vote. We didn't repeal the old act, and today we are repealing the old act. So I just want to say that these labor codes were passed without discussion in the Indian Labour Conference. The Standing Committee on Labour, which was headed by a BJP MP, has pointed out that these codes were passed without the Indian Labour Conference being called since 2015. The most significant change that this code is brought about, the amendments that we are discussing today, is that we are going to enable ease of firing. So there is no ease of hiring, but we are increasing the ease of firing. That is what we are doing with these amendments. What we are doing is weakening collective bargaining. We are weakening the role and power of trade unions. Even the Bharatiya Mazdoor Sangh has objected to this industrial relations code. So, sir, without saying anything further, because you have given me only 3 minutes, I will just say that this is inevitable that we have to pass this bill, but this bill, the fact that this bill has been brought today reflects very poorly on the government. It reflects very poorly on the fact that the original labor codes were passed by voice vote, because had there been a discussion on the 23rd of September, we would have pointed out that you cannot pass a new law without repealing the old law. The Minister for Parliamentary Affairs has been Minister for Law. He knows that you can't pass a new law without repealing the old law. So, sir, while we support while we have to support this bill because of the Supreme Court strictures, the strictures are on the failure of the government to exercise due diligence while formulating these labor codes. I will just end by saying that these labor codes are anti-labor. There is a national protest going on today against these labor codes and the full effects of these labor codes. And two of these three bills acts we are repealing were the personal contribution of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar when he was labor member in the Viceroy's Executive Council. We are weakening trade unions, we are enabling ease of firing workers, we are weakening collective bargaining, and we are increasing 8-hour shifts to 12-hour shifts. So we are compelled to support this bill, but this bill is completely anti-labor.
Please conclude. Ms. Dola Sanjay, Ms. Dola Sanjay. Betaji, please take your seat. I am coming to you later. I am coming to you later. You start. Ms. Dola Sanjay, if you are not speaking, then I have to call the other.
Are, I am willing.
Please speak.
In September 2020 जब हम सब ऑपोजिशन हाउस में बाहर थे, फार्म बिल के खिलाफ प्रोटेस्ट करके सस्पेंडेड हुए थे, तब वन साइडेडली राज्यसभा में ये 4 लेबर कोड पास किया है। हम मानते हैं ये लेबर कोड नहीं कॉर्पोरेट कोड है, जिससे सब वर्कर बिखर जा रहा है, बिखर जाएंगे। फिर भी ये गवर्नमेंट हैप्पी नहीं है, इसीलिए ये इंडस्ट्रियल रिलेशन कोड को फिर अमेंड करना चाहते हैं। इसको लाया गया इसीलिए विच इंक्लूड्स आईडी एक्ट 1947, ट्रेड यूनियन एक्ट 1926, इंडस्ट्रियल एम्प्लॉयमेंट स्टैंडिंग ऑर्डर एक्ट 1946। इसकी मतलब वो हमसे ट्रेड यूनियन करने का हक राइट छीनना चाहते हैं। आईडी में जो प्रोविजन अभी भी है, कोई भी रिट्रेंचमेंट का बाद रीडिप्लॉयमेंट के टाइम पहला वाला रिट्रेंचमेंट वर्कर को पहला रीएम्प्लॉयमेंट का चांस मिलेगा, वो भी खत्म। ट्रेड यूनियन नहीं, इंडस्ट्रियल डिस्प्यूट्स नहीं, कुछ नहीं। थोड़ा डिटेल्स में अगर जाएंगे तो हम बोलना चाहते हैं कि 3,300 वर्कर्स काम करते हैं, वैसा कंपनी को मैनेजमेंट जो जी चाहे कर सकते। पहले 100 वर्कर्स था, अभी 300 कर दिया, लेकिन 300 वर्कर काम करते, बहुत से लाखों करोड़ों यूनिट है। हम चाहते हैं इसके लिए कमेटी में, ऑल पार्टी कमेटी में इसका डिस्कशन हो जाए। ये सारे के सारे वर्कर्स के खिलाफ है। हम ऑल इंडिया तृणमूल कांग्रेस की तरफ से इसके सारे के सारे प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं। हम इसके मानते नहीं।
Thank you, Chairman. I am opposing this bill. This bill is anti-worker, anti-laborer, anti-employees, anti-union, anti-association, anti-federation, because the previous act, the Trade Unions Act 1926, the Industrial Employment Act 1946, and the Industrial Dispute Act 1947 had landmark legislations that provided strong principles and protective safeguards for our workers, while the Industrial Relations Code 2020 have been diluted, modified, or no longer as robust. The 2026 Amendment Bill does not restore or strengthen the interest of the workers, laborers. Sir, the fundamental rights of workers, wages and allowances, leaves, gratuity, all has been weakened. Sir, this bill will dilute the collective bargaining rights of the workers. This bill, workers below 300 will lose the statutory protection. The bill will weaken the rights to strikes of the lockouts of workers. This bill has no coverage of standing order protection. Trade union recognition, representation will hamper labor's problem. Sir, workers will lose right to collective bargaining, workers will lose right to strike and raise their matters in the court of law. Sir, strongly on behalf of the DMK, I am strongly opposing this bill.
Sriman Ayodhya Rami Reddy Alaji.
I rise to speak on the Industrial Relations Code Amendment Bill 2026, which proposes to amend Section 104 of the Industrial Relations Code 2020. At the outset, I acknowledge the intent behind this bill, as this amendment seeks to address a narrow but important drafting concern, namely the possibility that the existing wording could be interpreted as delegating the power to repeal primary legislation to the executive, thereby inviting avoidable legal disputes and constitutional challenges. In principle, I have no objection to this clarificatory amendment, and I support this bill from our YSR Congress party.
Shriman Niranjan BCG.
Sir, the Industrial Relation Code Amendment Bill 2026 is anti-workers, anti-laborers, anti-trade union, anti-employees association, anti-employees federation, because this bill has diluted, weakened, modified the basic principle of natural justice of Trade Union Act, Industrial Relation Act, the Industrial Dispute Act, Industrial Employment Standing Order Act, and this bill is meant to protect the interest of the companies and industrialist corporators. This bill is not protect the interest of the workers, employees, and laborer or trade union. Our workers will lose collective bargaining. They lose. They will depart from strike. They will depart from raise the matter in the court of law. So, this bill is against the principle of natural justice. This bill is going to be destroy the workers' interest. So, this bill, I oppose the bill. BJD oppose the bill.
Dr. M. Thambidurai.
Deputy Speaker, sir. Deputy Chairman, sir. Honourable members raise various points about this labour's interest. Sir, ADMK party is always for labour's interest. We are coming from our party people are lower level. Therefore, ADMK is very interested to protect the labour interest. But at the same time, even Jharkhand said, even they said he was supporting the bill, he said. No, he said that means I am telling because of the court verdict, there is no alternative. That is why even they said. Therefore, when the court says, what can we do, sir? Therefore, because of that, we are for the labour interest. I think the government will take whatever the points others said. We are also for that labour interest. This government or Modi government also interested the labour interest. They are not against. There are many schemes they have brought in the budget, everything. Therefore, this government is not anti-labour. But all anything. Yes. Sir, I am for the labour. Where ADMK party will have, sir. Therefore, in the respect, I hope, like Jairam Ravi says, when the court against together for that he is supported. In that, to avoid the legal things, I am also supporting, sir.
Dr. V. Sivadasan. Dr. V. Sivadasan. Please take your seat.
Respected Chair, today a national strike is going on. The workers' strike is going on against the anti-worker policy of this government. Same day, this government is trying to introduce a new bill against the workers of the country. The workers of the country is raising the slogan for the right of the union, from the unions. The workers of the country is raising the slogan for the 8-hour shift of job, but they are trying to increase the hours of job. They are trying to reduce the wage of the employees. They are trying to attack the workers of the country. Sir, their aim to reduce the facilities of the workers of the country. They are standing only for the corporate houses. The corporate houses are making the policy of the government. This is the reality of the nation. Sir, only one thing finally I like to say here, this government, the government of the corporate, the government of anti-people government, they are not raised the voice for the people. This government is not for the people. Sir, we, the representative of the people, representative of the state, requesting the government withdraw the anti-people policies of the government and take the
Santosh Kumar P.
Sir, thank you, sir. Today, millions of Indian workers are on strike. And this government is continuously ignoring the genuine voices of our workers. Sir, the trade unions had a tremendous role in India's independent movement. And these people who had no role in India's independent movement can't accept the fact. But, sir, these labor codes are actually not for the welfare of laborers. These are completely anti-labor codes. And unfortunately, the Supreme Court of India is also in a way supporting them. And this is a clear-cut violation of the Article 14, 15, 16 and 21 of Indian Constitution. So hence I take this opportunity to request you through that, to repeal the labor codes. This is completely anti-labor and this is against the legacy of our trade union movement. Kindly understand this and I oppose this bill.
Thank you. LOP.
सर धन्यवाद आपको। ये बहुत बड़ा, बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट विषय है, लेकिन इसके तरफ सबका ध्यान नहीं जा रहा। क्यों मुझे मालूम नहीं हो रहा, क्योंकि जो लेबर 4 कोड इन्होंने बनाया है उससे पूरे वर्कर्स के हकों को छीन लेने का एक साजिश हो गया है और ये पूरे लोग कॉरपोरेट लोगों से मिलके आज लेबर का गला घोट रहे हैं। मैं इस जो आप रिपील कर रहे हैं इसका मतलब कि नए कानून को आप सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं और अगर कोई का गलती से कहे कैसा मुझे मालूम नहीं हुआ, हम कभी इस रिपील जो करने के लिए उन्होंने लाए हैं गलती से लाए होंगे, देर हो गया होगा, कोर्ट ने बोला, लेकिन मैं नहीं मानता इसको, इस बिल को रिपील करके जो एक साजिश कर रहे हैं, आई कंडेम इट सर।
धन्यवाद।
और दूसरी बात, नहीं, मैं 5 मिनट आपको पूछा हूं सर। नो ट्राइपाइड कंसल्टेशन, parliamentary committee criticized government. Indian Labour Conference
only 2 minutes
not met.
2 minutes sir, माननीय चेयरमैन। नहीं, मैं I'll go ahead, please. Please.
मैम देखो, मैं लीडर ऑफ अपोजिशन हूँ।
उसी के तहत पहले से
मतलब ये नहीं है
माननीय चेयरमैन ने आपको स्वीकृत किया।
आई कांट,
माननीय चेयरमैन ने स्वीकृत किया 2 मिनट के लिए। मैं
नहीं, मेरे को 2 मिनट 3 मिनट नहीं, मुझे जस्टिफाई करना है। हाउ यू आर एक्सप्लॉइटिंग, हाउ योर पीपल आर डूइंग इट।
आपकी तरफ से बोला जा चुका है, आपका नाम लास्ट में आपने लिखा। यस आई नो जयराम जी, प्लीज आप 2 मिनट में खत्म करें। आई विल गो विद 2 मिनट्स। 2 मिनट
नहीं, 300 से 100 है। ये किसको डराने के लिए? 100 वर्कर्स के बजाय आज 300 तक आप लेके गए और उसी की तरह आप जॉब सिक्योरिटी को थ्रेट कर रहे हैं। उसी की तहत एक्सपेंशन ऑफ फिक्स्ड टर्म एम्प्लॉयमेंट will end many permanent jobs, सब परमानेंट जॉब को भी खत्म कर रहे हैं। वर्किंग आवर्स, अरे 8 आवर्स का जो फार्मूला है, ये 8 आवर्स का फार्मूला उस वक्त बिफोर इंडिपेंडेंस बना, बिफोर इंडिपेंडेंस।
आस्क डॉक्टर मनसुख मंडाविया टू रिप्लाई।
नहीं, ये
सर प्लीज, आई हैव ऑनर्ड 2 मिनट आपको 2 मिनट मैंने समय दिया जो माननीय चेयरमैन ने दिया। प्लीज आप बोले आपकी बात ही जारी है।
डिप्टी चेयरमैन सर, अभी
सर आपने बोला माननीय चेयरमैन ने अनुमति दी थी, आपने नाम नहीं दिया था, उसके बाद मैंने बोल दिया। सर प्लीज।
रेगुलेशन कोड 2020 6 साल पहले पारित हुआ था। मुझे पता नहीं है इतना कितना उसके लिए रुहात हो रही है। उस वक्त जब इंडस्ट्रियल
आपकी बात नहीं जा रही,
उस वक्त जो पुराने 3 एक्ट थे, वो 3 एक्ट को उसमें शामिल करा था। पहला था ट्रेड यूनियन एक्ट 1926, द इंडस्ट्रियल एम्प्लॉयमेंट एक्ट 1946, द इंडस्ट्रियल डिस्प्यूट एक्ट 1947। ये 3 एक्ट को उसमें शामिल करके एक एक्ट बनाया गया। और ये एक्ट जब इंडस्ट्रियल रिलेशन कोड बना तब हमें सरकार को ये शक्ति है, ये व्यवस्था दी है कि ये तीनों सरकार उसको रिपील कर सकती है। ये कोई विषय ऐसा नहीं है जिसमें डिस्प्यूट है या तो मैं कोई व्यवस्था बदल रहा हूँ, कोई नया अमेंडमेंट लेके आया हूँ। केवल एक लीगल क्लैरिटी के लिए ये अमेंडमेंट लाया हूँ। लीगल क्लैरिटी केवल इतनी ही
कि 4 एक्ट है ऑलरेडी रिपील करने का सरकार को अधिकार है ही, सरकार ने उसको रिपील कर दिया है, लेकिन भविष्य में कोई लीगल इश्यू खड़ा ना हो और कोई लीगलिटी ना हो, इसलिए केवल हम एक्ट में ये पावर दे देते हैं कि भाई एक्ट भी उसको रिपील करता है। सरकार कर ही सकती है, लेकिन एक्ट भी करे तो क्लैरिटी आ जाएगी। लीगल क्लैरिटी के लिए केवल अमेंडमेंट लाए हैं, उसमें हमने कहीं ना कोई स्टैंडिंग कमेटी में भेजने की आवश्यकता है, ना कोई हमने ऐसे कोई चेंज कर दिया है, लेकिन भी कई कमेंट आ गई, कोई आवश्यकता नहीं थी कितनी सारी कमेंट करे। 12 घंटे काम लेंगे, 14 घंटे काम लेंगे, अरे भाई 12 घंटे का सवाल ही नहीं है। हमने तो लीगल बैकिंग दिया है कि 48 आवर से, यानी कि दिन में 8 घंटे और शायद 10 घंटा करा तो 48 घंटे से एक वीक में ज्यादा किसी को काम नहीं करना है, जो ILO के रूल्स को अलाइन करा है। हमने और कुछ नहीं करा है और यही डिमांड थी उसकी। लेकिन पॉलिटिकल यहाँ बताया गया कि 300 वर्कर्स हो तो फैक्ट्री बंद कर देंगे। कोई फैक्ट्री चालू करते हो, कोई बंद करने के लिए करेगा क्या? कोई चाहे इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट की अपनी फैक्ट्री बंद कर दे, बंद कर दे, बंद कर दे, बंद कर दे, यही बोलते रहे। बंद ही करवानी है सभी फैक्ट्री। ये नरेंद्र मोदी की सरकार है जो लेबर का, वर्कर्स का रक्षण भी करना है, संरक्षण भी करना है और इंडस्ट्रीज को भी बचाना है। हमें इंडस्ट्रीज के खिलाफ नहीं होना चाहिए। आज दिन तक यही चला, इंडस्ट्रीज और वर्कर्स को सामने सामने रखा। कभी देश आगे नहीं बढ़ सकता। इंडस्ट्रीज और वर्कर्स दोनों के बीच में संतुलन होना चाहिए, जिसमें वर्कर्स को का संरक्षण मिलना चाहिए। ये हमने प्रायोरिटी सुनिश्चित करी है। मैंने डिटेल लोकसभा में भी उसका जवाब दिया है। हड़ताल का आप हड़ताल नहीं कर सकते हैं, कई चंद ट्रेड यूनियन ने हड़ताल बोला था, आज देखा देश की जनता ये बात को नहीं मानती है। 17 ट्रेड यूनियन ने आके कहा कि ये गलत है, कोई हड़ताल नहीं करनी चाहिए। सरकार ने जो लेबर कोड लाए हैं वो सही है, हम उसको समर्थन करते हैं। उसके फेवर में 2 सर्वेक्षण भी आ गया, सर्वे भी आ गया। सर्वे में वर्कर्स ने 60% वर्कर्स ने कहा कि हमारा हितैषी है। 15-20 लोगों ने कहा कि अभी हम समझ रहे हैं। जो जिसके लिए बना है कानून वो कहते हैं कि हम उसको समर्थन करते हैं, और जिसको पॉलिटिक्स करना है वो यहाँ आके पॉलिटिक्स करते हैं। यहाँ बताया गया कि खड़गे जी ने तो बहुत कुछ कह दिया। ये एक्ट में हमने प्रावधान करा है, आज तक वेतन कम हो जाएगा। यहाँ ऐसा बोला गया, वेतन कम हो जाने का सवाल ही नहीं है। आज तक एक मिनिमम वेज सरकार एडवाइजरी के रूप में तय करती थी, और एडवाइजरी के रूप में तय करने के बाद स्टेट गवर्नमेंट उसको करे ना करे, प्लस माइनस करे, कोई कंपल्शंस और कोई स्टैट्यूटरी उसके ऊपर बैकिंग नहीं था। हमने पहली बार एक कोड में ये प्रावधान लाए जिसमें हम फ्लोर वेज तय करेंगे, कोई राज्य उससे नीचे वेज नहीं रख पाएंगे। ये वेज बढ़ा के नहीं बढ़ा, वो कहते हैं कि उसमें। दूसरा, यहाँ बहुत कुछ बोलते हैं चेयरमैन साहब, मुझे शॉर्ट में ही कहना, मैंने 45 मिनट्स लोकसभा में कहा, यहाँ शॉर्ट में 4-5 बात रख के मेरी बात खत्म करता हूँ। यहाँ कहा और बाहर जाके कहे, यहाँ जो विरोध करते हैं ना, ये 4 एक्ट से न्यूनतम वेतन की गारंटी मिलती है। अब बाहर जाके लोग कहे कि न्यूनतम वेतन फ्लोर वेज नहीं होना चाहिए, हम ये एक्ट का विरोध करते हैं, ये फ्लोर वेज ना तय करे, ऐसा बाहर जाके बोले। ये कोड युवाओं को भविष्य और युवाओं को नियुक्ति पत्र देने की गारंटी देता है। ये 4 कोड युवाओं को नियुक्ति पत्र देना, यानी कि किसी ने कोई जगह पे एस्टेब्लिशमेंट में कोई काम कर रहा है, उसका एक्सीडेंट हो गया, किसी का मृत्यु हो गया, किसी को कुछ हो गया, ऐसी स्थिति में कई ऐसी घटनाएं होती है, एस्टेब्लिशमेंट इंडस्ट्रीज कहती है कि मैं उसको जानता ही नहीं हूं। लेकिन ये 4 कोड ये सुनिश्चित करता है कि किसी को भी नौकरी मिलेगी तो उसको अपॉइंटमेंट लेटर मिलेगा, लेटर में टर्म एंड कंडीशन होगी, एक दस्तावेज बन जाएगा। कभी कुछ भी होगा तो उन्होंने वहां नौकरी करी है, ये सुनिश्चित होगा। बाहर जाके करें विरोध, युवाओं को अपॉइंटमेंट लेटर नहीं मिलना चाहिए, हम उसके खिलाफ है, ऐसा जाके बाहर जाके करें विरोध। हल्ला हो करते एक बार ये बताओ कि हम अपॉइंटमेंट लेटर का विरोध करते हैं, ऐसा बाहर जाके पुठिया बताए। पॉलिटिकल विरोध से कोई डिप्टी चेयरमैन साहब मतलब नहीं है। ये 4 लेबर कोड पहली बार स्टैट्यूटरी समान वेतन का अधिकार देता है। समान वेतन यानी कि कोई एक सेम काम महिला भी करे पुरुष भी करे। आज कोई उसको स्टैट्यूटरी बैकिंग नहीं था कि उसको समान काम के लिए समान वेतन मिले। ये कोड ने सुनिश्चित करा है कि उसको समान वेतन महिला और पुरुष को मिलेगा। समान वेतन, डिस्क्रिमिनेशन नहीं होगा। कोई महिला चाहे कि मुझे इंजीनियर हो, आज समय बदला है, आज हमारी बहन बेटियां इंजीनियर है, डॉक्टर है, टेक्नीशियन है, और वो चाहे कि मैं रात को भी काम करना चाहता हूं, वहां जो पूरी सेफ्टी का प्रबंध हो, और वो काम करना चाहे तो उसको काम करने का भी अधिकार देता है। और किसी ने करे ना वो विरोध, कभी किसी ने ओवर टाइम करा, कोई किसी को कुछ काम मिला हो और काम करते और उन्हें 8 घंटे से ज्यादा काम करा है, तो उसको डबल वेतन की नरेंद्र मोदी का 4 कोड गारंटी देता है। उसको डबल वेतन देना पड़ेगा। वो बाहर जाके करे विरोध कि डबल वेतन का विरोध कर रहे हैं। पॉलिटिकल विरोध करते और फिर भाग जाते, उसका तो कोई मतलब ही नहीं है। ये 4 लेबर कोड, डिप्टी चेयरमैन साहब, बीमारी तो कभी किसी को पूछ के नहीं आती, तो गरीब के यहाँ भी आती है, अमीर के यहाँ भी आती है, मजदूर के यहाँ भी आती है। कोई श्रमिक के यहाँ कोई बीमारी आ जाती है, वो सारे दिन काम में रहते हैं, सुबह से शाम तक काम करते हैं, परिवार की जिम्मेवारी होती है। ऐसी स्थिति में छोटी मोटी बीमारी को उपेक्षा करते हैं। आज कैंसर जैसे डिसीज में 3rd स्टेज में जब डिटेक्ट होगा ना, तब जिंदा रहने की शक्यता संभावना कम हो जाती है। और कई हमारी महिला को ब्रेस्ट कैंसर पहले 1st स्टेज में होता है, तो उसको लगता है कि छोटा मोटा दर्द हो रहा है, वो उसको इग्नोर कर देती है। ये हमारा लेबर कोड देश में 40 एज से एबव कोई भी श्रमिक हो जिसकी एज 40 से एबव हो गई, साल में एक बार हेल्थ चेकअप की गारंटी देता है। 4 साल में एक बार उसका हेल्थ चेकअप करना है, ताकि कोई छोटी मोटी बीमारी हो तो तुरंत ही डिटेक्ट हो जाए। डिटेक्ट हो जाने के बाद उसका इलाज हो जाए, वो स्वयं बच जाए, उसका परिवार बच जाए। ये बड़ा विचार करके मोदी जी ने ये लेबर फॉर्म के रूप में 4 लेबर कोड के रूप में बड़ा रिफॉर्म करा है। डाइजेस्ट नहीं हो पा रहा है, कई लोग ऐसा ही मानते थे। अभी मैं राज्य लोकसभा में एक रिप्लाई करके आया। अभी ESIC की हॉस्पिटल होती है, कामगार बीमा निगम की, उसमें मैंने प्रधानमंत्री जी ने मेडिकल कॉलेज चालू करना तय करा कि जो 200 से अधिक बेड है वहां मेडिकल कॉलेज दी। उसमें कामगार के बेटे बेटी को रिजर्वेशन दिया गया, मजदूर के बेटे बेटी को रिजर्वेशन दिया गया। एक काम हमने करा, जो अभी यहां से कई मेरे कम्युनिस्ट साथी बोल रहे थे चिल्ला चिल्ला के हम उसका विरोध कर रहे हैं, मैं उसको कहना चाहता हूं, ऐसी एक मेडिकल कॉलेज प्रेमचंद्रन जी के कहने से हमने केरला को दी, उनके लोकसभा क्षेत्र में थी। प्रेमचंद्रन जी ने कहा था, वो ESIC बोर्ड के मेंबर भी है। हमने ऐसी की हॉस्पिटल वहां अप्रूव करी। अप्रूव करने के बाद नड्डा जी के NMC में जाएगी, वहां एक एसेंशियलिटी सर्टिफिकेट स्टेट को देना होता है। एसेंशियलिटी सर्टिफिकेट स्टेट के पास गई है, स्टेट ने देना मना करा। लास्ट डे था, प्रेमचंद्रन जी दौड़ते दौड़ते मेरे पास आए, दौड़ते दौड़ते प्रधानमंत्री जी के पास गए। 600 करोड़ रुपए का खर्च से ESIC की मजदूर के लिए हॉस्पिटल बन रही थी, मजदूर के लिए मेडिकल कॉलेज बन रही थी, 500-600 लोगों को रोजगार अतिरिक्त तो मिलना था। स्टेट गवर्नमेंट ने उसको एसेंशियलिटी सर्टिफिकेट नहीं दिया, और यहां मजदूरों की बात करते हैं। करना कुछ, कहना कुछ, जनता जान गई है। आज 12 तारीख को सभी पार्टी जुट गई, कांग्रेस जुट गई, आम आदमी पार्टी जुट गई, उसके साथ CPM, बाकी जो है कांग्रेस सब जुड़ गए। देश की जनता ने बड़ा कॉल करेंगे, देश को बंद कर देंगे। हमारे कामगारों ने भी कहा कि हम आपके साथ नहीं है, देश के नागरिकों ने भी कहा आपके साथ नहीं है, लेकिन भी वो समझते ही नहीं। ऐसा पॉलिटिक्स की सभी जगह पे राजनीति करके वो अपना विश्व पॉलिटिक्स चला रहे हैं। हमने 4 लेबर कोड से ये सुनिश्चित करा है कि देश के वर्कर्स का कल्याण हो, उसको उचित वेतन मिले, उसको सोशल सिक्योरिटी मिले, और ये सोशल सिक्योरिटी की बात यहाँ करके गए हैं, तो मैं केवल 2 वाक्यों में बता दूं, 2014 में ये देश में केवल 25 करोड़ लोगों को सोशल सिक्योरिटी कवरेज मिलता था, केवल 25 करोड़ लोगों को। मोदी जी के 1 दशक के शासन में देश में आज 94 करोड़ लोगों को सोशल सिक्योरिटी मिल रही है। 25 करोड़ 94 करोड़, 19%, 64%। मैं नहीं कहता हूँ, ILO ने कहा, इंटरनेशनल लेबर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ने कहा, और भारत का सम्मान करा, और भारत के प्रतिनिधि के रूप में मैंने ये सम्मान स्वीकारा कि भारत दुनिया में सोशल सिक्योरिटी देने में बेस्ट काम कर रहा है। वो कहते हैं यहाँ तो नहीं करा। अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट, बेरोजगारी बढ़ गई है, 14% बेरोजगारी बढ़ गई है। आज 2014 में अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट रेट 6% था, 1 दशक के बाद आज अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट रेट 3.2% है। 3.2%। डेवलप्ड कंट्री में भी ये स्थिति होती है। देश बदल रहा है, देश आगे बढ़ रहा है। मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में नया भारत का निर्माण हो रहा है। चलो नए भारत की राह पर, चल सको तो, ना चल सको तो तय करो, वहाँ सामने ही बैठने का। यही विषय के साथ मैं सभी सम्मानित सदन को रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ कि एक छोटा सा अमेंडमेंट यूनानिमसली पारित करें।
Honorable members, the question is that the Industrial Relations Code Amendment Bill 2026 has passed by Loksabha be taken into consideration. Those in favor will please say aye. Aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The motion is adopted. We shall now take up clause by clause consideration of the bill. Clause 2 stands part of the bill. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clause 2 is adopted. Clause 1, the enacting formula and the title stand part of the bill. Those in favor will please say aye. Aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clause 1, the enacting formula and the title are adopted. Dr. Mansukh Mandavia to move that the bill be passed.
माननीय उपसभापति जी, मैं प्रस्ताव करता हूं कि औद्योगिक संबंध संशोधन विधेयक 2026 को पारित किया जाए।
Motion moved that the bill be passed. The question is that the bill be passed. Those in favor will please say aye. Aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The bill is passed. Special mentions, Shriman Ghulam Ali.
Thank you, Chairman, sir. I draw attention of the government to the continued delay in completing the recruitment process for assistant professors post in Gojri and Pahadi subjects.
Please.
In the universities of the Union.
Please.
In the universities of the Union Territories of Jammu and Kashmir, Gojri and Pahadi are languages belongs to the people mentioned under the 6th schedule of the Constitution. Sir, and their promotion and academic development are constitutional obligations. Neglecting recruitment in these subjects weakens academic standards and marginalizes large linguistic communities. These teaching posts have been notified along with other subjects number of times since 2013. While the recruitment process for other subjects has been completed, interviews for Gojri and Pahadi alone have not been held. This has adversely affected students, research scholars, and qualified candidates associated with these subjects. It must also be acknowledged that speakers of Gojri and Pahadi have made significant sacrifices in the fight against militancy and have consistently contributed to national security, peace, and stability in the region. Ignoring their languages in academic institutions sends a discouraging message to communities that have stood firmly with the nation. I therefore urge the government to ensure that pending interviews are conducted at the earliest, so that justice is done and both Gojri and Pahari language get their due. Shukriya. Thank you.
Sri Rangaura Narjari.
Thank you, sir, for giving me the opportunity. So my subject is demand to construct flyover at the railway crossing at Odalguri, Tongla, and Goresar town in Bodoland Territorial Region, Assam. So the Bodoland Territorial Region was created through the signing of MU agreement between FSU All Bodo Students Union and other associate organizations like NDB and UBPO in 2020. One of the objectives of the accord was to ensure accelerated development of tribal areas. The commitment for construction of flyover at Odalguri and Tongla in Odalguri district and Goresar in Tamil Nadu district at a railway crossing falling in the BTR region was laid in the clause number 10.1 of the BTR Accord 2020. Odalguri is a district headquarters bifurcated by the railway tracks into two parts. Students, business, community, and publics are to cross railway gate, losing their real-time movement for their business. The construction of flyover at the railway crossing is necessary for seamless movement of the public, students, and business community for their daily business, avoiding probable incidents. So the Tongla and the Goresar town railway gates cause lots of trouble to commuters, which lead to traffic jam, affecting seamless movement. Sometimes students are to miss out exam time due to unable to cross the railway gate in time. Considering the importance of the flyover in those places, demands for its construction was inserted in the Annexure 4 of the Accord, which is to be sanctioned by the Government of India. Therefore, I urge upon the government to take measures to construct those three flyovers at railway crossing and fulfill the needs of the public as committed in the BTR. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Shriman Madan Rathore.
धन्यवाद चेयरमैन सर। मैं आपके माध्यम से सरकार का ध्यान पर्यावरण शुद्धिकरण, बढ़ते प्रदूषण और राजस्थान सहित देश के सूक्ष्म क्षेत्रों में फैल रही आक्रामक विदेशी प्रजाति जूली फ्लोरा विलायती बबूल की गंभीर समस्या की ओर आकर्षित करना चाहता हूं। राजस्थान जैसे मरुस्थलीय राज्य में हरित आवरण पहले से ही सीमित है। ऐसे में जूली फ्लोरा का अनियंत्रित विस्तार स्थानीय वनस्पतियों, चारागाह भूमि, जैव विविधता को नुकसान पहुंचा रहा है। यह पौधा भूजल का अत्यधिक दोहन करता है और कृषि भूमि की उर्वरता को भी प्रभावित करता है। पर्यावरण शुद्धिकरण के लिए आवश्यक है कि व्यापक स्तर पर वृक्षारोपण अभियान चलाया जाए, जिसमें विशेष रूप से राजस्थान में खेजड़ी, नीम, रोहिड़ा, पीपल जैसे देसी एवं पर्यावरण अनुकूल पौधों को प्रोत्साहित किया जाए। विद्यालयों, पंचायतों, स्वयंसेवी संस्थाओं तथा बीबीजी रामजी जैसी योजनाओं के माध्यम से जन भागीदारी सुनिश्चित की जानी चाहिए। अतः मेरी सरकार से मांग है कि जूली फ्लोरा के चरणबद्ध उन्मूलन हेतु राष्ट्रीय कार्य योजना बनाई जाए। राजस्थान सहित प्रभावित राज्यों में विशेष वृक्षारोपण अभियान चलाया जाए। देसी प्रजातियों के संरक्षण एवं संवर्धन को प्राथमिकता दी जाए। यह विषय केवल पर्यावरण का ही नहीं बल्कि आने वाली पीढ़ियों के भविष्य का प्रश्न है। सरकार से अनुरोध है कि इस दिशा में प्रभावी कदम उठाए जाएं। धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद। श्रीमती सुधा मूर्ति।
Thank you, sir, for giving me an opportunity. My subject is concern over rising cases of PCOS in adolescent girls. I draw the attention of the government to a growing but largely neglected health concern affecting adolescent girls in our country, the polycystic ovary syndrome, or PCOS. PCOS is commonly understood as a condition affecting adult women. However, research shows that the pooled prevalence of PCOS among Indian adolescent girls is high, approximately 1 in 5. A significant proportion of teenage girls are at risk at a very early stage of life. However, the challenge is that the PCOS diagnosis is adolescence is delayed until serious complications emerge. Symptoms such as irregular menstrual cycles, acne, weight gain, or mood swings are considered normal pubertal changes. If not identified and managed early, PCOS can lead to long-term metabolic, reproductive, and mental health consequences, including type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular risks, infertility, anxiety, and depression. India currently lacks national guidelines specially focused on the diagnosis and management of PCOS in young girls. There is also no systematic mechanism for screening, counseling, or lifestyle guidance within school health services. Early lifestyle interventions focused on nutrition, physical activity, and mental well-being have been shown to reduce the severity and long-term impact of PCOS significantly. I humbly urge the government to consider integrating PCOS awareness and early intervention into existing adolescent health programs, developing age-appropriate national guidelines, and strengthening lifestyle education in schools and community health settings. Early action will protect the health of young girls and contribute to a healthier future generation. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Srimati Mamata Mahanta. Not present. Sriman Kartikeya Sharma. Not present. Srimati Fulo Devi Netam.
उपसभापति महोदय, यह एक गंभीर विषय है कि कृषि प्रधान देश में कुछ किसान आत्महत्या करने पर मजबूर हैं। इसके कारणों में आर्थिक कारण सबसे प्रमुख है। किसान बैंकों और साहूकारों से कर्जा लेकर खेती करता है, फसल खराब होने पर कर्जा नहीं चुका पाता और परेशान होकर आत्महत्या कर लेता है। एक दूसरा कारण है और भी है जिस पर आज विचार करने की आवश्यकता है। किसान जब अपनी उपज बेचने जाता है तो कई दिनों तक उसे टोकन नहीं मिलता और जब सरकार खरीदी बंद कर देती है तो उसे कम दाम पर बाजार में अपनी उपज को बेचना पड़ता है। ऐसी स्थिति में भी किसान कर्ज में डूब जाता है। उदाहरण के तौर पर जब छत्तीसगढ़ में किसान कुछ खरीद केंद्रों में धान लेकर गए तो उन्हें टोकन नहीं दिए गए। इस अव्यवस्था के कारण छत्तीसगढ़ के महासमुंद, कोरबा, मोहला मानपुर और जांजगीर चांपा में कई किसानों ने आत्महत्या कर ली। अतः सरकार से मेरा निवेदन है कि अंतिम किसान तक टोकन का वितरण और उनकी उपज की खरीदी को सुनिश्चित किया जाए। टोकन नहीं मिलने और खरीदी नहीं होने के कारण आत्महत्या करने वाले छत्तीसगढ़ के किसानों का पूरा कर्जा माफ किया जाए और पीड़ित परिवार को मुआवजा दिया जाए। धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद। संत बलवीर सिंह।
धन्यवाद उप चेयरमैन। सब साथियों को प्यार भरी सत श्री अकाल। साडा विषय है पंजाब विच कैंसर तो पीड़ित हो रही औरतों के मामलों में चिंताजनक वाधा। चेयरमैन साहब, असीं अपने संबोधन राਹੀਂ दसना चाहुंदे हां कि पंजाब विच कैंसर तो पीड़ित औरतों के मामले तेजी नाल वध रहे हैं, जो चिंताजनक स्थिति दर्शाउंदे है। इसे सदन विच मानयोग मंत्री जी वालों पंजाब विच कैंसर नाल पीड़ित औरतों की मौत बारे विस्तार नाल जानकारी दी गई है। साल 2025 दौरान पंजाब विच 2700 करीब औरतों की मौत कैंसर नाल हुई है, जिहड़ा औसतन हर दिन 8 औरतों की जान का कारण बन रहा है। 2021 तो 2025 तक कुल 13,299 औरतों की मौत का कारण एक कैंसर है, जिस विच छाती का कैंसर सब तो वध है। 7,186 ਮੌਤਾਂ ਇਸ ਕਾਰਨ ਹੋਈਆਂ ਦਾ ਕਾਰਨ ਬਣਿਆ। ਇਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਪੇਟ ਦੇ ਕੈਂਸਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਾਲ 3,502 ਅਤੇ ਬੱਚੇਦਾਨੀ ਦੇ ਕੈਂਸਰ ਨਾਲ 2,611 ਔਰਤਾਂ ਦੀ ਮੌਤ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ। ਚੇਅਰਮੈਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ, ਚਿੰਤਾਜਨਕ ਗੱਲ ਇਹ ਹੈ ਕਿ 40 ਤੋਂ 45 ਸਾਲ ਦੀ ਉਮਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਕੈਂਸਰ ਦੇ ਕੇਸ ਤੇਜ਼ੀ ਨਾਲ ਵੱਧ ਰਹੇ ਹਨ, ਜਿਸ ਨਾਲ ਇਹ ਬਿਮਾਰੀ ਹੁਣ ਸਿਰਫ ਬੁਢਾਪੇ ਤੱਕ ਸੀਮਿਤ ਨਹੀਂ ਰਹੀ, ਸਗੋਂ ਜਵਾਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਵੀ ਖਤਰੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪੈ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ। ਵਾਤਾਵਰਣ ਪ੍ਰਦੂਸ਼ਣ, ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਪਾਣੀ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰਦੂਸ਼ਣ ਤੇ ਖੇਤਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਰਤੀ ਜਾ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਰਸਾਇਣਕ ਖਾਦਾਂ ਇਸ ਵਾਧੇ ਦਾ ਮੁੱਖ ਕਾਰਨ ਮੰਨੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਨ। ਇਹ ਖਾਦਾਂ ਖੇਤਾਂ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਹੋਈਆਂ ਸਾਡੀ ਥਾਲੀ ਤੱਕ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਗਈਆਂ ਹਨ। DDT ਉਦੋਂ ਬੈਨ ਹੋਈ ਸੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹ ਮਾਂ ਦੇ ਦੁੱਧ ਵਿੱਚ ਚਲੇ ਗਈ ਸੀ। ਚੇਅਰਮੈਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ, ਔਰਤਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੱਧ ਰਹੇ ਕੈਂਸਰ ਦੇ ਮਾਮਲੇ ਚਿੰਤਾਜਨਕ ਹਨ। ਸੋ ਸਾਡੀ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਤੋਂ ਮੰਗ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਔਰਤਾਂ ਦਾ ਇਲਾਜ 100% ਮੁਫਤ ਹੋਵੇ, ਗਰੀਬ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਲਈ 50% ਦੀ ਸਬਸਿਡੀ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਜਾਵੇ, ਚਾਹੇ ਮਰੀਜ਼ ਸਰਕਾਰੀ ਹਸਪਤਾਲ ਜਾਂ ਨਿੱਜੀ ਹਸਪਤਾਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਲਾਜ ਕਰਾਵੇ, ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਪੂਰੀ ਸਹੂਲਤ ਮਿਲਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ। ਔਰਤਾਂ ਹੀ ਇਸ ਸਮਾਜ ਦੀ ਸਿਰਜਣਹਾਰੀ ਹਨ ਅਤੇ ਉਹ ਸੁਰੱਖਿਅਤ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਤਾਂ ਹੀ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੀ ਹੋਂਦ ਸੰਭਵ ਹੈ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
धन्यवाद। श्री प्रमोद तिवारी जी।
धन्यवाद। हाल ही में 5 फरवरी 26 दिल्ली के जनकपुरी क्षेत्र में एक अत्यंत दुखद घटना घटी, जिसमें एक युवा अपने कार्यालय से घर लौटते समय दिल्ली जल बोर्ड द्वारा खोदे गए एक बड़े और असुरक्षित गड्ढे में अपनी मोटरसाइकिल सहित गिर गया, जिससे उसकी दर्दनाक मृत्यु हो गई। बताया गया है कि गड्ढे के आसपास पर्याप्त चेतावनी संकेत, सुरक्षा बैरिकेडिंग अथवा प्रकाश व्यवस्था का अभाव था। इसी प्रकार कुछ ही दिनों पूर्व 16-17 जनवरी 2026 की रात ग्रेटर नोएडा सेक्टर 150 में 27 साल के एक सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर की कार एक गहरे पानी भरे गड्ढे में गिर गई थी, जिससे उसकी मौत हो गई। घटना के बाद भी राहत एवं बचाव कार्यों में समुचित तत्परता नहीं दिखाई गई। सड़कों की खराब हालत, एजेंसियों की लापरवाही और सुरक्षा मानकों का पालन न होना एक व्यापक समस्या है। अतः मैं सरकार से आग्रह करता हूं कि इस विषय पर तत्काल संज्ञान लेते हुए देश भर में चल रहे खुदाई एवं निर्माण कार्यों के लिए सख्त सुरक्षा मानक लागू किए जाएं। लापरवाही के लिए जिम्मेदार एजेंसियों एवं अधिकारियों के विरुद्ध कठोर कार्रवाई सुनिश्चित किया जाए तथा ऐसी घटनाओं को रोकने के लिए राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर स्पष्ट दिशा निर्देश जारी किए जाएं। साथ ही पीड़ित परिवारों को उचित मुआवजा एवं सहायता प्रदान की जाए। जनहित का महत्वपूर्ण प्रश्न है, इसलिए मैंने इसे उठाया है। मैं चाहता हूं कि सरकार को आप निर्देश दें जिससे भविष्य में ऐसी घटनाओं की पुनरावृत्ति न हो सके। इससे किसी पार्टी या पॉलिटिक्स से मतलब नहीं है, ये एक जान बचाने की बात।
धन्यवाद। The House stands adjourned to meet at 11 a.m. on Friday, the 13th February 2026. Thank you all.
What is public debt? The difference between the borrowings and repayments during a year is the net addition to the public debt. Public debt is split into the internal debt, money borrowed within the country, and external debt, funds borrowed from non-Indian sources. Internal debt comprises treasury bills, market stabilization scheme, ways and means advance, and securities against small savings.
आज़ादी के बाद आधी आबादी को मजबूत करने के मकसद से भारतीय संविधान में कई अधिकार दिए गए हैं। इसकी जरूरत जनसंख्या में महिलाओं के अनुपात में अंतर, बालिकाओं, किशोरियों और महिलाओं के प्रति होते भेदभाव और असमानता के चलते महसूस की गई। इस विषय पर देश और सरकार के प्रयास और लैंगिक समानता का सिद्धांत भारतीय संविधान की प्रस्तावना मौलिक अधिकारों, मौलिक कर्तव्यों और नीति निर्देशक सिद्धांतों में समाहित है। संविधान महिलाओं को समानता और भेदभाव रहित आधार देता है। अनुच्छेद 14 के तहत महिलाओं को समानता का अधिकार दिया गया है। अनुच्छेद 15 खंड 3 के तहत कोई बात राज्य को स्त्रियों और बालकों के लिए कोई विशेष उपबंध करने से निवारित नहीं करेगी। वहीं अनुच्छेद 16 खंड 1 के अनुसार लोक सेवाओं में बिना भेदभाव के अवसर की समानता है। अनुच्छेद 19 खंड 1 के अनुसार समान रूप से अभिव्यक्ति की स्वतंत्रता है। वहीं अनुच्छेद 21 के तहत स्त्री पुरुष को प्राण और दैहिक स्वाधीनता से वंचित नहीं किया जा सकता। अनुच्छेद 23 और 24 के अनुसार स्त्री पुरुष को शोषण के विरुद्ध समान अधिकार दिए गए हैं। अनुच्छेद 25 और 28 में दोनों को धार्मिक स्वतंत्रता के समान अधिकार दिए गए हैं। अनुच्छेद 29 और 30 के तहत शिक्षा और संस्कृति का अधिकार, अनुच्छेद 32 के तहत संवैधानिक और उपचारों का अधिकार दिया गया है। वहीं अनुच्छेद 39 खंड घ के तहत पुरुष और स्त्री को समान कार्य के लिए समान वेतन का अधिकार दिया गया है। अनुच्छेद 42 के तहत महिलाओं को प्रसूति सहायता प्राप्ति की व्यवस्था का अधिकार दिया गया है। अनुच्छेद 51 खंड क खंड ड के तहत ऐसी प्रथाओं का त्याग करने की बात कही गई है जो स्त्रियों के सम्मान के विरुद्ध हो। अनुच्छेद 243 खंड ड के तहत पंचायती राज संस्थाओं में 1/3 आरक्षण की व्यवस्था की गई है। 1993 में हुए 73वें और 74वें संशोधन में महिलाओं के लिए पंचायतों और नगर पालिकाओं के स्थानीय निकायों में आरक्षण का प्रावधान किया गया है, जो उन्हें भागीदारी का मजबूत आधार प्रदान करता है। गर्भवती महिलाओं और शिशुओं को कुछ विशेष कानूनी अधिकार दिए गए हैं। संविधान के अनुच्छेद 42 में कामकाजी माताओं के लिए भी कुछ प्रावधान हैं। इसी के तहत 1961 में कामकाजी महिलाओं के लिए प्रसूति प्रसुविधा कानून बनाया गया था। 2016 में इस कानून को संशोधित करने के लिए मातृत्व लाभ संशोधन विधेयक लाया गया।
Namaskar viewers, welcome to Sansad TV. I am Namrata Singh and you are watching Explained, the show where we take up key topics and understand how artificial intelligence, progressing faster than ever, is shaping India with insights from domain experts. So India has taken a decisive step towards shaping a safe, inclusive and human-centric AI future. The Government of India's AI Governance Guidelines 2025 mark a bold leap placing innovation, accountability and trust at the very core of our AI ecosystem. At a time when the world is debating over the risks and rewards of the artificial intelligence, India has chosen a path rooted in clarity, balance and cultural grounding. This policy sees AI not just as something to regulate, but as an opportunity to empower citizens, businesses and innovators without slowing down innovation. This is not just another policy. It is a statement of intent that India will lead in building AI that is safe, fair and human-centric. The guidelines were formally unveiled by Professor Ajay Kumar Sood, Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India, in the presence of senior leadership from the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, among others. So to understand what this means for enterprises, developers and everyday users and how it supports secure and responsible AI adoption, we have a very special guest on our show today. I'm delighted to welcome Professor Ajay Kumar Sood, Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India, who plays a pivotal role in the India AI mission. He is also the chairperson of the Prime Minister's Science, Technology and Innovation Advisory Council. Professor Sood, thank you so much for joining us and welcome to Sunset TV, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sir, since you are the key figure in implementing the India AI mission, and you're also played a key role in shaping India's national AI strategy and governance framework. And now these AI governance guidelines mark a big leap, placing innovation, accountability and trust at the very core of the AI ecosystem.
Yes.
So before we begin into the finer details of the guidelines, I'd like to understand from you India's overall approach to AI governance, and at a strategic level, how do you see AI accelerating India's development, not just technologically, but on social and economic inclusion?
Let me start by quoting our Honorable Prime Minister, what is said in AI Summit in Paris in 2025. And I think it's a very powerful statement. He said that AI is writing the code for humanity in this century.
Right.
Actually, it says that very clearly that this is a technology empowerment which will affect all sectors and all societies.
Okay.
So India is very well aware of the AI potential for socio-economic development which will be impacted by AI, and at the same time be aware of the possible risks. So you have to do this balance between the benefits of AI, how it will enable our society to go to the next level of development. At the same time, you cannot underestimate the risks, the misinformation, all the algorithmic biases,
right,
national security concerns. So this is something which our national AI governance framework looks at.
Okay, absolutely. Balance needs to be maintained, and so you have always advocated for safe and trusted AI, which our Prime Minister also says. But in today's world, we are still debating on how much AI should be regulated, how much freedom it should be given to grow. So what were the guiding visions with which this drafting process began, and so what was the basically core philosophy behind this?
Yeah, so the core philosophy was that AI should do no harm.
Right.
No harm, quote unquote, is the guiding principle. Now with that, we need to see what we need to put in place so that we can tap the potential of AI, be it in finance sector, be it in agriculture, be it in science and engineering, be it in healthcare, all these things, but at the same time keeping the fundamental principle of no harm to the humans. Now that was the guiding principle which we had when we started the deliberations, and we had a subcommittee which was chaired, which was having all the experts to really make a framework.
Okay.
So our guiding principle was no harm. At the same time, do not hurt innovation.
Right.
So these are the two things which we kept in our mind.
Okay. So basically it's do no harm as well as do not stifle the innovation.
Yeah.
Right. And also in this guidelines, there are 7 sutras which are mentioned.
Yes.
So, sir, if, for our viewers, if you could explain what do these sutras collectively aim at and what do they, promote?
So, was innovation over restraint. As I mentioned, don't be paranoid with all the possible risks and so on. So you make laws which will stifle the innovation.
Right.
So that should not be the case. That is the third very important sutra. And the fourth one was fairness and equity, which means it has to be equitable. All sections of society, it cannot have a divide. It should serve all. Then we have accountability, which means whatever AI tells us, is it accountable? Do we understand why it has come?
Right.
Whatever it is saying, do we understand why it is giving the response which it is giving?
Okay.
So it has to be accountable. Then we have to have understandable by design.
Okay.
Which means again it should be explainable. It should be understandable. It should not be a black box approach. So as much as possible we should do that. And then safety and resilience and sustainability. So if you look at all these things, these are technology agnostic.
Okay.
And sector neutral, all these.
Okay.
But if you ask me, of course all 7 are important, but supposing I need to pick 1 or 2.
Right, that was my next question.
Right? I know that people think 7 are too much.
Right.
Actually, it's all 7 are important, let me say. So it's like when you have 7 babies, you don't know which one to
You won't be able to pick one.
But if to prioritize, let me call it that way, not preference, it will be people first.
Okay.
That would be a very key point. And the second, as I mentioned earlier, innovation over restraint, which means India's commitment to innovation is paramount. And we need to encourage our innovation ecosystem, science and technology people, all the sectors, to make sure that they can really tap the full potential of AI. So and we will not have the hanging sword of control all the time.
Right.
It will be used when it is necessary, only depending on what is the nature of the risk and in what is the sector in which it is there, because there are many sectors where risks are not equal. In agriculture sector, risk could be different than the health sector. So we can't be having the same controls in all the sectors.
So every sectors will have a different sort of a control.
I will not call control.
Okay.
It will be the governance guidelines.
Okay.
So we are not calling it a regulation.
Okay.
We are calling it a governance framework where we say that, look, this is what we want to achieve in terms of serving a bigger goal for the society. But at the same time, you cannot wash your hands off from the risks which are many times unintentional, but many times intentional also. So we have to take care of that.
Absolutely. So basically these guidelines are governance guidelines, not regulatory guidelines.
Not regulatory guidelines.
That is very important to mention.
Yeah. So that's something which we should say very, very clearly. So as you rightly said, these are guidelines. These are not regulation. So now we have to see how it is done in practice, because now it has been launched and there is a very good acceptance of what we have put out.
Okay.
Because this framework was not made in a day.
Right.
Actually, the draft guidelines were put on the website, MeitY website, and we invited the comments from public. And you will be happy to know that people reacted very positively to that, and we had almost like more than 1,000 comments on this, 600 to 1,000 depending on how, whether you can club them together. And then we had a subcommittee which looked at all of this, and we have put a framework where we have said, okay, if this thing is there, there is already something else happening by another guidelines, and so on. So it's not that this is the answer for every question you will have, but it will guide you to know what can be done and what is our thinking process, government's thinking.
So sir, since you mentioned about the risks, so you know, this document also acknowledges AI's massive benefits but also risks, like from deepfakes to misinformation to algorithm bias and national security, as you already mentioned. So what was the toughest trade-off you know, during drafting of these guidelines, protecting citizens from the risks or ensuring innovation isn't restricted?
Yeah, so again, as I mentioned, see, what you need to see, you have to assess what is the risk we are talking about. There are genuine risks and there are imaginary risks. Thinking this could happen and so on. They are not wrong, but we have to be aware what is really happening, what risk we are talking about. So what we were very conscious that we should not over constrain the process, because otherwise the innovation will get killed. Right now we have enormous potential of AI in all sectors, as I mentioned. Now if you over regulate, we will kill it. Now we were conscious of that, and we were at the same time are also aware there are national security concerns. Because AI in cyber security is a big thing, and cyber security for AI is also a big thing. So this is a two-way thing, AI for cyber security and cyber security for AI. All this has to be kept in mind, but without getting overwhelmed by the possible harm AI can do. So I will just again say, do not be overwhelmed with it, but at the same time don't be complacent about it.
Definitely, don't be complacent about this. Sir, also since you mentioned that you had taken suggestions, the committee had taken suggestions, multiple suggestions from public as well, multiple stakeholders. I'm sure you must have studied several global AI frameworks before arriving to the final draft. So what were the most valuable lessons you learned from these global models, which were which were to be implemented in India, and what you thought that we won't be able to implement in India?
Yeah, actually if you look at the document, we have listed 13 countries' documents. So this subcommittee and the drafting committee looked at all those documents which are in public domain, which includes from EU, which includes from USA, Australia, Brazil, South Africa, Israel, all these documents which are in public domain. This subcommittee had a very, very thorough and detailed understanding of that. So we had seen that EU Act is on one side, which is quite prescriptive. Other side, we had the very light-handed, if I can call, US Act, which is more focusing on the industry-led innovation and the more light touch to that. What we have done is we have looked at all of this, and our approach has been in the middle ground. We have been aware of the possible risks, but at the same time we have not following control and command policy. So this is what we took into account, and many countries which I mentioned in the document which we have referred, some of them are what we are saying, and some of them are on the other two sides. So ours is I could call middle path, But one thing I must say, these guidelines are not written in stone. It will be a very dynamic thing. If at some stage it is realized that something needs to be done, these guidelines allow that.
So it's like flexible.
It's a flexible guideline. These are not regulations. I want to make it again myself very clear. We are not making the regulations here, because regulations can be formed based on these guidelines.
Absolutely.
But these are guidelines, and we have tried to see how we balance it. And many countries which I mentioned are in the similar framework, and we have tried to be inclusive. So that's something we have taken a balanced approach for AI governance.
So basically India has taken a middle path, a balanced approach.
Which covers our strategic priorities. But it also looks at the risks and how do we, what is our strategy for handling. Because in the governance document, you will see there is a whole chapter on risk governance.
Right.
And that risk governance will have many features. It's a, it's the technical process. There can be one thing which Honorable Prime Minister mentioned in his remarks in Paris, the techno-legal framework. We can talk about it when we come, because India has learnt a lot from our DPI, Digital Public Infrastructure. We have learnt a lot actually. So there we have enabled techno-legal framework. What it means is we need a technology architecture which will embed the legal laws.
So we will talk about the legal laws later in the show. But sir, on the day of this unveiling of these guidelines, you had mentioned that AI strategy can become a reference model for the global south. So when you had mentioned that, what is it about India's approach that particularly you think resonates with the developing nations?
Correct. See, the point is, first thing, what does AI need? AI needs compute resources. It needs data, and then it needs inferencing. Now, Global South has challenges for accessing compute infrastructure. It's not like what you have in the Western countries, which will be having billions of dollar investment and all. So what we are showing in this, like in the AI mission, we have really made a very model system. How do you overcome constraints, resource constraints, by making compute available to our people? This is a model for Global South. Because we have enabled that. We already have now almost 40,000 GPU worth of compute available with private and government support available. Government has enabled that. This is one model, this thing. Other one, which is extraordinarily important, is the data. AI runs on learning from the data. Now, data is what? What is in the public domain, that data has already been scrapped by all the big players. They have trained their model. But that is not all, because there is a personal data. That personal data on medical thing, on the agriculture data and so on, is not in public domain. India has made AI Kosh in the AI mission, which has about 600 data sets and models which have been developed, have put in the data Kosh. That is again a model for Global South. How do you really monetize your data? Because as you know, we have DEPA Act and we have the DPDP Act. This is what the empowerment is actually. So all this which we have learned from our previous experience in DPI will be useful for AI, and Global South, which is usually restrained by all the resources, but they are extraordinarily rich in data. They are extraordinarily rich in their heritage data. They are extraordinarily rich in their cultural diversity, like India.
Right.
India has a huge cultural diversity.
Of course.
Language diversity, which will not be possible in only English language. All this.
We have built Bhashani.
Yes. Under that.
Yes.
A few years back. But that will be available in all 27 languages in this mission.
Right.
And it will be also available across many languages in the world. So what I'm trying to say, you need to use your strength. What is our strength? Very, very high quality data. That data is not in public domain.
Right.
So we need to enable, we need to make a process where the data can be utilized in a very ethical manner, privacy conserving, and it should be monetized.
Okay.
And
for the public good.
And for the public good. So this is our guiding principle, and Global South has similar issues.
Right.
So I'm saying this AI summit, which you mentioned a few minutes ago, is actually the first one in Global South. In February 2026 is the first one in Global South. So we will actually be setting a example and can be a role model for Global South.
Definitely. And I think India's AI framework provides exactly the blueprint the Global South needs.
Absolutely.
And so you have often mentioned that policy isn't enough on its own. You need to implement it properly. Your journey also from Vigyan to Vigyan Bhavan is like, it reflects the evolution from ideas to execution. So, sir, how will you ensure that this AI governance guidelines are actually put into action, than remaining only a policy document?
Yeah, so this will be an ongoing process because it's, as we said, we are not really regulating it.
Right.
So what we are saying is lot of it can be voluntarily done because we are in constant dialogue with the industries and academia. Right. So that is one approach which will be taken. Second, we have to somehow see that we learn from our experience in DPI.
Okay.
Like the way we did UPI, we did Aadhaar, we enabled the transactions, secure transactions, all this was done again through techno-legal mechanisms.
Okay.
Question is, can we learn from that and do that for AI? Which means, can we have a global data sharing policy using the experience of what I said in a techno-legal framework or anything which can build on that. Techno-legal is one framework.
Right.
The people can come out always with some variant of it. But it should not be, everything human has to allow yes and no.
Okay.
It cannot do.
Oh,
it's
yes,
not scalable.
Of course.
It's not scalable.
Right.
We need to find that. And it should be having all the right contracts and so on. So we will learn from that. So it will be voluntarily, to sum up what I wanted to say. At the same time, we will bring in techno-legal framework to make sure that the legal rules or legal obligations are taken into technology right from the beginning, right from the developer, deployer and user.
Okay. So, sir, do you think that a standalone AI legislation is inevitable in the future?
We have debated on this actually. Okay. The committee has debated quite intensely on this when they made these guidelines. And the considered view is that right now we do not need.
Okay.
If you look at our governance policy, which I would like to show here, it is on the website,
right.
Our mighty website, our Office of PSA website and so on. It indicates what are the existing laws which are actually applicable for AI related things. Supposing you have this deep fake, misinformation.
Right.
Already there are laws on that. And in this BNS, Bharat Nyaya Sanhita,
Right.
there are laws which can take care of that.
Okay.
There are the privacy laws, DPDP Act I said,
Right.
DEPA thing. All our sense is that right now we don't need it, but we are not closing all the doors. We are saying when it is needed, Secretary Mighty very clearly said on the day of release of this document, government will not hesitate
in bringing
that. He
new
made
AI
it very clear on the opening day that right now we don't need, but if it is wanting in something as we learn,
according to the needs,
because we have to realize that it's extraordinarily fast moving.
Exactly.
I mean, there is a debate going on, right? If somebody commits a suicide because the AI model, coaxed something and all, who is responsible and all? It's still not a settled question.
Right.
Right? So we will have to learn as we go along. It's a technology in the making.
Okay.
And it is a disruptive technology.
Absolutely. So, sir, as we try to, balance out between the advantages and disadvantages, what are some of the misconceptions about this AI governance that you would like to allay for us?
See, one thing, it's not only in the governance, people are always talking of the job loss.
Yeah, that is something very important.
Very important, now I would say the following. This job loss, some of the job losses will be there which were routine, which could be taken care by AI. But with every technology this happens. When the computers came in operation after 1990, there was a fear that we will lose a lot of jobs, because we were doing manually. But it created large number of other jobs.
Absolutely.
So
I think it's complemented.
Exactly. Yeah. Every technology will do that. Now, if you are doing a routine job, obviously AI will come in place. But human beings have to be inventive, to be one up. So AI, my own sense is, it is a technology which is assistive. Okay. It's not standalone. It will assist you. And we have to make sure that human beings are always in the loop. So that's something important. So that is the fear which many people have. And I would say that this is something which is completely handleable.
Okay.
Second fear is whether it will really dig into my privacy and all. Now again there you have to make sure what model it is, how the model has been trained. And that is why when we talk of biases, all these models which are there, they might have been trained on the data which is not, let's say, India centric.
Right.
Our culture, our Sanskriti and so on. If you get an answer which is very harsh because it has not been trained, that is the problem of training. That is why we need our own LLM, sovereign LLM.
Right.
We need to make sure that India's ethos, cultural diversity, language diversity, food diversity, all that are taken into account. So that fear can be allayed in terms of biasing.
So, sir, coming from you, it's a lot of assurance for the people. And so my last question is that when you look ahead, like maybe by 2030, what kind of AI world you want India to build?
See, what I would like is it should be a very safe world.
Okay.
AI should be deployed in a very safe manner. It should not really be harmful to any community or any set of public. That is the first and foremost thing.
Okay.
It should take our economy to the much higher level. It cannot be just for sake of fashion. It has to make a difference in lives of people. When we use it in agriculture, it has to result in more productivity. It has to result in less fertilizer. When we use in healthcare, it has to make sure that healthcare reaches to all, and AI should enable that. Similarly in finance sector and so on. Now in future, as I don't know how much future, this is what time will tell because it's evolving. Could be in next 3 years we could be talking of artificial general intelligence.
Okay.
Which will build on the existing AI models. So artificial general intelligence or artificial super intelligence, whatever you want to call it, it will like to achieve the intelligence of human beings, which means it should be able to argue, and it should really make possible what is really, how do you articulate logic and so on. That will be a next phase of AI.
Okay.
So my feeling is India has to start working on AGI.
Okay.
There are efforts, but it has to be scaled up. Around the world, this is the talk that AGI is not science fiction. AGI, we need to be serious. Maybe we may have to launch another mission on AGI, whatever, I don't know. But that will be the future. So what I am trying to say is, it's not a closed chapter of innovation.
I think it's just the beginning.
It is just a beginning.
Right.
And India should be totally geared up, which we are,